We've reopened it because of the questions that have come up, right? Everyone is concerned about how the investigation was done.
First at 6, the Austin ISD police chief responds to concerns after doctors say a preschool-aged girl was assaulted, but officers closed the case.
Right now, parents are arriving at Boone Elementary School in South Austin as the district begins a meeting with parents. This comes after a 4-year-old student's family says she needed emergency surgery when a trauma surgeon diagnosed injuries she suffered at the school as sexual assault by force. While cameras are not allowed inside tonight, we know what the Austin ISD police chief is going to say about the investigation.
That's because he told our Sally Hernandez in an exclusive interview what he hopes will clear up some confusion.
I'm passionate about this district. I'm passionate about the work that I do. I'm very passionate about how we protect our youth. And so when this story came out, it was devastating to me because I just couldn't fathom that we would miss something so important. And so when I go back and look at everything, I find out we didn't miss it. It was reviewed. The medical records were reviewed. All the documents were reviewed.
The chief says he is partly to blame for the confusion. When first asked by a reporter if the detective had included the 4-year-old's medical records in the case file, he said no. And that's because he says the detective made a mistake, did not physically pick up the records and include it in the case file. But he did review the information in the records. This is a parent's worst nightmare to get that kind of allegation.
It is. And I understand where the parent is coming from, and I can understand that the parent has lost confidence in us. But I want all our parents to understand we don't shortcut things here in this department. We work hard to ensure we cover everything.
The chief says the trauma surgeon's report is only one part of AISD's investigation that involves multiple agencies like the DA's office, forensics, and other medical experts at Dell who had their own findings.
The medical professional provides us their information, and based on their information, that's how we determine whether or not we close the case.
But do you have confidence in your police officers at that time who took that information and say, case closed?
Yes.
Now the chief is willing to reopen it because not only does he want to make sure he didn't miss anything, but because he too is a parent. This has obviously touched you as a dad. I could tell.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
You know, as a parent, I want things right for my children. I consider this department my family. I've been here over 18 years. And so I want people to understand. I don't let things go. I don't just brush things aside. I want us to be sure and confident in the work that we do. I don't want us to make mistakes.
Chief Mendez says he put new detectives on this case as fresh sets of eyes. He also says they are going to use an outside doctor with credentials in child abuse to look at those medical records again. We will bring you reaction from inside tonight's meeting on KXAN News at 9 and 10.
Travis County District Attorney Margaret Moore says one of her assistant district attorneys was present when the young girl was interviewed. But after that, she has no record of AISD police talking to her office about filing charges. Moore says her office is also taking another look at the case to make sure nothing was missed.
I'm not at all certain that the wrong outcome occurred, but I do think the process wasn't as carefully followed as it should be, and that's why we're taking another look at it.
There's a disconnect on the formal staffing of the case, and so we're working through that process.
Moore says her office is talking with the AISD police to make sure both agencies follow the same procedures.